TV News, coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local and international news headlines. President Barrow returns from Accra, Ghana, having attended the 59th ECOWAS Heads of State Summit, and amongst other things, gives an assurance of his government's commitment to any TRRC recommendation. In one of his first engagements back in the country, the president meets, honors and rewards sports people. However, the senior Scorpions are notably absent, having apparently declined the invitation for various reasons. In one of a series of meetings, ECOWAS citizens in the Gambia meet the community in URA. In international news, the president of Senegal, Macky Sall, has called for urgent measures to make beaches safer in Senegal after 8 people drowned. Well, those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Now, President Barrow on Sunday assured Gambians that there is the political will to consider the TRRC recommendations, but urged caution to ensure things are done right and without mistakes. He gave the assurance in an interview with journalists on a wide range of issues on arrival.
Banjul on Sunday afternoon from Accra, Ghana, where he had joined other leaders for the 59th Ordinary Summit of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. In a final communique at the end of the 2-day summit, the authority reaffirms its commitment to the promotion of peace, security and stability as prerequisite for the economic integration and development of the region. On the political situation in the sub-region, the authority expressed its concerns over the crisis in Mali in the context of security challenges related to terrorist attacks and the COVID-19 pandemic with its dire socio-economic impacts. The summit welcomed the report submitted by Goodluck Jonathan, the ECOWAS Special Envoy and Mediator to Mali, in which it takes note of the commitment of the transition authorities to respect the electoral timetable. President Barrow said the summit was successful as leaders took decisions on critical issues, including the insecurity in the sub-region and the need for institutional reform in ECOWAS.
What we have out of is let countries put their resources together. Let's put everything together so that we have one approach to make sure that we address terrorism. It's not an easy thing, but I think coming together, that is very, very important, and that is the approach, bringing resources together so that we fight together.
On electoral processes in the region, the sub-regional leaders welcomed the successful conduct of presidential elections in Benin and Niger, as well as the legislative elections in Cabo Verde and Cote d'Ivoire. The authority directs the president of the ECOWAS Commission to provide necessary support to the government of Cabo Verde and the Gambia during the upcoming presidential elections. On the economic mission in the Gambia, the authority gave direction for the review of the mandate and structure of the mission to secure the upcoming December 2021 presidential election and reaffirms its decision to modify the structure of economic after the election. With the completion of the public hearings by the Gambia's Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commissions (TRRC), the special representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohamed Saleh, who was in the country recently, said at the opening of the summit that the implementation of the will-be TRRC recommendation is a challenge that the Gambia will face. I asked President Barrow whether he agrees with Saleh. At the opening, we had the special representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohamed Saleh, acknowledging that the voter register in the Gambia is going on smoothly. However, he has raised the issue of the TRRC recommendation, that this is something that the country will really face a challenge. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, it is a challenge. Because listening to all the this thing about the TRRC, I think we have a lot of work to do, but we wait for the recommendation. Then my government will sit together. It will dictate what we do next. Basically, I think that is what we'll be going to do. But we want to assure Gambians that definitely the political will is there to make sure that we look at the TRRC and treat it with caution to make sure that everything is done right. We don't want to make mistakes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Excellency.
The authority pays glowing tribute to George Carlos de Almeida Fonseca, President of the Republic of Cabo Verde, who was attending the summit for the last time as head of state, for his strong belief and efforts to promote economic integration as well as consolidate democracy, regional peace and security. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo was elected for another one-year term as chairman of the sub-regional bloc. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
President Adama Barrow on arrival from the 59th ECOWAS Summit in Accra. Now, more than $12 million was on Monday presented to the national under-20 football team and national under-19 volleyball team for their recent achievements during a meeting with President Barrow at the State House in Banjul. However, notably absent were any members of the senior Scorpions who it is alleged were to receive $11 million. Aliu Cisse reports.
The players, coaches and administrators arrived at the State House with their heads high after returning home with bronze medals from the Under-20 African Championship in Mauritania and Volleyball Championship in Nigeria respectively. As a show of appreciation and motivation, $500,000 was presented to the Under-19 volleyball team and $2.5 million to the Under-20 national football team. Officials of the two sporting bodies were appreciative of the government's investment in sports, hence the achievement registered. However, they call for more support in terms of infrastructure, funding and moral support to see the Gambia register more achievements in future competitions, especially towards the preparation of the Scorpions for its maiden AFCON appearance in Cameroon next year. Notwithstanding, officials of both bodies recognize the efforts by the ministry under Minister Bakari Baji in making tremendous efforts to improve sports infrastructure. Lamin Kababajo, President of the Gambia Football Federation, and Lamin A. Jame, First Vice President of the Gambia Volleyball Federation, said without the government, not much can be achieved.
This is yet another manifestation of the interest that yourself and your government has in the development of sports in particular and youth matters in general in the country.
As it was a nightmare when the federation is planning a team to go for international competitions. We struggle. Up to the last minute, we will never know whether the team will travel or not.
Bakari Baji, Minister of Youth and Sports, said it is now a tradition that the president meets heroic national sports teams. He said the result in sports is a product of the investment. It was therefore noticeable that the team responsible for arguably the most notable achievement was absent. The senior Scorpions have ensured the Gambia qualified for the African Cup of Nations for the first time. According to a story which broke out the time the other teams were at State House, the team had declined the invitation, citing various factors. According to a story on the BBC website, the players had written a letter saying, among other things, the team would like to thank His Excellency for the invitation, but will kindly decline invitation to meet and the money offered, the letter stated. For the players, playing for the Gambia has never been about money. Instead, it was always about flying the Gambian flag higher and making the Gambian people proud, end of quote. Minister Bakari Baji recognizes sports as a key contributor to socio-economic development, citing the huge individual contribution of footballer Omar Colley towards the COVID-19 and Senegal Sadio Mane's impact on his village, Bambali.
I remember in my conversations with HE, I've told him, I've discussed with him, and he knows very well because he's a sport enthusiast, that you never get results if you don't invest in sports. Government recognizes that, and that's why they're putting in extra efforts, extra money, to see to it that our teams get not everything they need, but most of the things that are needed.
Hamad Nkeba, Minister for Tourism and Culture, said the glory brought by the teams is a sign of patriotism and love for country.
The Gambia cannot reward you in any financial gains because you have achieved something we never had before.
His Excellency, we wish a thing like this to continue. And whenever we are called for any international duties, we are ready to do more than what we did. Thank you very much.
As much as there is good reason to celebrate, credit must be given to fallen legends and sport administrators such as the late Biri Biri, Umar Sy, Bonu Johnson and Obi Konate who have started the work. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Cisse.
The ECOWAS citizens in the Gambia on Saturday organized an awareness creation meeting with ECOWAS citizens in the Gambia on the activities of ECOWAS and effect of COVID-19. Our URR reporter Alaji A.F. Jallo has the rest of that.
During the interface with the ECOWAS nationals in Upper River region, the political advisor to the ECOWAS permanent mission in the Gambia, Claude Kondo, said that ECOWAS has now moved from the ECOWAS of state to the ECOWAS of people.
All the projects, activities, programs that we are planning in ECOWAS are for the people, the citizens of ECOWAS. We need to promote and protect the interests of ECOWAS citizens in the Gambia. And not only in the Gambia, but the rest of the ECOWAS region in West Africa, the 15 member states.
The governor of URR, Sambaba, said his region served as an example in the Gambia for hosting different nationalities and living with them in peace and harmony. He added that the Gambia is one of the countries that respect the ECOWAS protocols.
The nature of ECOWAS, as we all know, in West Africa, 15 countries comprise ECOWAS. And as a result, when we talk about ECOWAS citizens, it means those who are living within the 15 member countries. And as a result, I think we all know that there is what we call ECOWAS protocol that existed. And in the ECOWAS protocols, there are certain stipulations that are already spelled out very clearly. And that is free movement of people and goods within that ECOWAS premises. And I think as far as Upper River region is concerned, we are serving as an example to this country because when you looked at it, we have different nationalities in Upper River region and Basse in particular. And all these people in Upper River region are living harmoniously with the citizens of this country without any problem.
The president of ECOWAS Citizens in the Gambia, Mr. Koivakois, said there are plans to create offices in all the regions to make their work easier in terms of communication and collaborations. He sends this strong message to all ECOWAS citizens living in the Gambia.
ECOSIG is the umbrella organization of ECOWAS citizens that was formed by ECOWAS citizens in collaboration with the ECOWAS Permanent Mission and the ECOWAS Ambassadors Solidarity Forum, ESOFIC. Our plan is to create antennas in these regions, the offices, some offices in these regions, various regions, which will make our work easier in terms of communication. Please stay away from criminality. And to all non-Gambians, to stay away from Gambian politics.
During the question and answer session, some of the ECOWAS nationals also gave their views.
They say ECOWAS freedom of movement, but I object that there is no freedom of movement. That is aside. They have to pack that aside. There is no freedom of movement in West Africa. No, our nationals, they are finding it difficult to travel. Moreover, this French-speaking country, as an Englishman, when you come to the French-speaking country, you find it difficult to cross.
Our leaders, they are not doing what they should do because they are not creating the awareness to the ECOWAS citizens, or even if they are doing, it's not known to us.
The aim of ECOWAS is to have a borderless region with free movement within any country in the region, as enshrined in the 1978 ECOWAS Protocol. For QTV News, I am Alaji F. Jallo.
From that story by Alaji A.F. Jallo, we will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
TAF Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Daddy, thank you so much. You made my day.
It's a total package from Standard Chartered Bank. Top up wherever, whenever. Simply dial *1247# and follow the prompts to top up airtime, pay bills, transfer money, check balance, and check statements. Speak to us today on +220 420 2275 or email us at gambia.contactus@sc.com. One bank, available 24/7. Standard Chartered, the bank you can trust.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice is seeking National Assembly's approval to amend a provision of the Tourism Offences Act 2003 in relation to trafficking, in which an offender could now face a fine of between $100,000 and $500,000 in adding to a life imprisonment. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that.
The National Assembly completed the consideration stage of the Tourism Offences Amendment Bill 2021, which seeks to amend the 2003 Tourism Offences Act to incorporate a provision related to trafficking and for connected matters. The 2003 Act provides that an offender faces a fine of not less than $100,000 and imprisonment for not less than 5 years. However, under the new amendment bill, an offender will now face a fine of not less than $100,000 and not exceeding $500,000 in addition to life imprisonment. The bill is now set for third reading on 28 June 2021. In a separate development, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dawda A. Jallow, moved a motion for Parliament to consider the appointment of one of two shortlisted candidates for the position of Commissioner to the National Human Rights Commission. The two are Musubakoto Saho and Halimatu Diba. Although both have rich credentials, only one will be endorsed. The motion was referred to the Appointment and Human Rights Committee of the National Assembly for scrutiny and report back to the plenary. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Marina International on Saturday bade farewell to its 2021 batch of 86 graduates in an event at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center. The event was marked by speeches from prominent speakers who addressed the students with words of inspiration on the theme Success in Challenging Times. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that.
This is a procession of 86 graduating students of Marina International's class of 2021, who are given a fitting farewell by a school that has, since its inception, prepared them for such an academic accomplishment. Parents and guardians have witnessed something to be proud of on this historic occasion of their children's academic milestone. The chairperson of the school's board of directors, Justice Nasise Wada, imparted words of advice.
You have only come to the end of a new beginning. A significant new beginning that will indeed be a major turning point in your lives, requiring you to take very critical decisions, sometimes on your own, and requiring you to a large extent to take charge of your lives. And in facing these inevitable realities, I urge all of you to maintain and optimize your commitment and dedication towards your educational pursuits, as it is the single most important guarantee to you.
As indicated in the theme for this year's graduation ceremony, Success in Challenging Times, this achievement represents the commitment and dedication invested in the face of the coronavirus pandemic and its restrictions. Henry Trawali highlights the school's progress during this period, with specific recognition of the united effort by all, including parents, guardians, the Board of Governors, and the administration.
And what progress we made are just a few of the following I like attest to. The number of distinctions in the school examination over the period, the number of students who are graduating with honors, the provision of a platform for virtual learning to ensure continuity during the height of the pandemic.
Graduating from high schools opens the door to another adventure, with students driven by different aspirations in pursuit of their goals in life. It is perhaps at such a time that motivational speeches will inspire and keep them on the right track. To perform this task, guest speaker Musubakoto Saho addressed the graduates and shared the moving story of our life's journey to success.
sometimes, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the situation, you can make it. It doesn't matter what social status you're from. It doesn't matter your background. When you are disciplined, when you are committed, when you are dedicated, and through tenacity, you can achieve everything.
Behind a successful educational career also lies the hard work of individual students, and it is typical on special occasions like this one that their excellent academic performances are given recognition. At this event, 19 out of the 79 students graduating from high school have excelled in exams with honors. Ibrahim Zetsila delivered the vote of thanks on behalf of his fellow graduates.
I am hereby thanking all the teachers for their participation and willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zones in order to mold us into the people we are today. It was a pleasure having to know and work with each and every one of you. Thank you all.
Finally, the occasion ended with a colorful and emotional episode with the traditional tossing of motorboats and each graduate giving warm hugs to their parents as signs of love and gratitude for the support towards their academic milestones. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Colorful congratulations to the graduates. Now, Direct Aid, a non-governmental organization in partnership with Sharab Medical Center, on Monday began a week-long free surgery program for 30 patients with various medical conditions. And Sumana Isonyasi reports.
Launched in 2017, this humanitarian initiative provides quality medical support to patients battling various health conditions who cannot afford surgery or treatment. The first batch of 30 beneficiaries underwent successful surgeries in 2017. Yet again, Direct Aid and Sharab Medical Center are partnering to provide similar support to 30 new beneficiaries. Dr. Abubakar Jah, a urologist surgeon, says Sharab appreciates this partnership, which also gives them an opportunity to contribute to a program that is changing many lives for the better. Sharab, he adds, provides high-quality services and some of the most complicated surgeries that are not available anywhere else in the country.
Some of these surgeries that we are going to do, like prostate operation with cameras only, there is no cut on the patient. These are very expensive surgeries, very high-class surgeries, but we are going to do it in collaboration with Direct Aid, free of charge for these patients.
Adelatif Rahu, Direct Aid Country Director, says his organization is engaged in several humanitarian activities. However, he says this is one of the most important programs they are currently engaged in. He also thanks Sharab for their continuous support and partnership.
I am sure these surgeries will reduce the pain for many of you. And we pray, and I pray, the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that these patients will be, inshallah, as quickly as possible back to their normal life, inshallah.
Papa Aliu Seka is one of 30 patients who benefited from the pilot program in 2017. While thanking Sharab and Direct Aid, he shares his experience of coming to Sharab unable to walk due to severe pain. I was very weak when I came in. I had to be assisted because I couldn't even walk. But thanks to the program, I, like many others, also left here feeling strong and healthy. This free treatment program changed my life, and I will forever be grateful. Basiru Drame, Assistant Admin Officer at Sharab, also highlighted the importance and impact this program has on the lives of patients, many of whom are from poor backgrounds. From the launch ceremony, we were taken into the operating theatre, where we witnessed 2 of the first surgeries of this week-long program. The first patient undergoing surgery is in his 70s and is suffering from prostate enlargement, a condition that blocks one's urine tract. He has lived with this condition for 2 years. This operating team is led by Dr. Jah. He tells us this operation is expected to last for at least an hour, after which the patient will begin his recovery process. These are some of the particles being removed to allow smooth passage of urine and return to normalcy for this man, who was conscious throughout the operation and even managed to exchange a few words with us. In the other operating theatre, a 21-year-old woman is also undergoing surgery. Despite the long list of patients and the complicated conditions, some of which require special care, Dr. Jah and his team remain upbeat and confident that they will be able to successfully attend to all the patients by the weekend. Ansumana Isonyasi for QTV News.
Now on to news beyond our borders. The president of Senegal, Macky Sall, has called for urgent measures to make beaches safer in Senegal after 8 people drowned off the capital Dakar over the weekend. Yaya Jawa reports.
Senegal's President Macky Sall called for enhanced safety measures after the 8 described as found seekers died by drowning over the weekend. Such drownings usually occur during periods of hot weather in many West African countries, as residents cool off in the Atlantic Ocean. However, in a rare incident on Sunday, 8 people drowned along the same stretch of beach in the suburbs, according to a fire brigade spokesman quoted in international media. Swimming at the beach is forbidden because of rough conditions, the spokesman said, but such bans are usually ignored, he added. 7 bodies were recovered on the beach on Sunday, and an 8th was up on shore the following day. All the victims were believed to be in their 20s. President Macky Sall referred to the deaths as intolerable in a tweet on Monday, saying, "I called on the government and local authorities to take appropriate and urgent measures to ensure better security on the beaches," he added. Lifeguards are on duty only on beaches in Dakar where swimming is permitted. Residents complain that property developments and beach privatizations have severely restricted their access to the coastline. As such, many choose to swim in areas they are not supposed to, sometimes leading to tragic consequences. Reporting for QTV News, I am Yahya Jao.
Unfortunate situation there. Now that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us at 10 for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.